Everyone, welcome to the Pickleballmuse podcast. We have a special guest here today, Frank Anthony Davis. Welcome, Frank. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? My name's Frank Anthony Davis. Thanks for having me on.
My name's Cameron.
I'm Penny.
Hi, my name is Al.
We'll get right into it.
So Frank, tell us a little bit about yourself. We know you grew up in southern New Jersey. What was that experience like growing up for you?
So, from South Jersey my whole life. I actually grew up in a very, very small town called Stowe Creek Township. It was about 1,200 people population. Like my 8th grade class had like 13 people in it. So I came from a very small town and grew up on a 40-acre farm.
Wow. But it wasn't always pickleball for you. What was your childhood like growing up? What were your childhood dreams?
Yeah, so I was always into sports growing up. But what might surprise some people is I was really into skateboarding as a kid. I skateboarded for a long time, semi-professionally. I did a lot of competitions in skateboarding, and it was kind of like my first love for falling in love with tournaments and competing. But I played football at a pretty high level. I played at Temple University for a bit, and after that, I kind of played flag football for a while, and I just always had that like competitive bug, and I knew I wasn't going to really be able to go anywhere with football. And when I found pickleball, it just kind of grabbed a hold of me, and just like I was like, I love this sport. Didn't know at first that you could compete in pickleball. I played with my one friend for 2 years before I heard about tournaments. And as soon as I heard about tournaments, I was like, all right, let's go. And I basically, since then, since 2013, I've been, doing more than 10 tournaments a year. Now, of course, I'm doing like 20 or so a year. But I just fell in love with pickleball. And I'm still having fun every single time that I play, every single tournament that I play. So, I love it.
Okay, let's jump into a little bit of a fun speed round. First question, growing up in South Jersey with popular bake shops such as Carlos, do you prefer a cannoli or rainbow cake?
Oh yeah, cannolis, no doubt. Like it's not even close. Cannolis are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going with cannoli too, I'm not going to lie.
Second question, actors like John Travolta, Danny DeVito, and Peter Dinklage, also called New Jersey their home. What are your top 3 films of all time?
Dinklage, that's a good one. So top 3 favorite films of all time. Definitely first one is going to be Garden State. Loved it since high school. It was made back in 2004. It's a Zach Braff film, if you remember Scrubs. He was the star of Scrubs. It's I think it's a great film for everybody, but if you're from the Jersey area, it has a lot of stuff that really connects. Other 2, I would say, let's say Anchorman, for the comedy of it. Love Will Ferrell, and I mean, all of his movies are great. And on the third one, I think I'll pick The Truman Show, which is not really a comedy, but I love Jim Carrey, and I think it's truly one of the most unique movies there is. So.
Third question, I found that you're a father of a adopted Chihuahua. How is the dog dad life, and were you always a dog person?
Yeah, so my little baby Chihuahua Duchess, I've always been a dog person. I thought I was always like a very like aggressive dog person, but then I met my wife who was like very, very into dogs, and I've always had dogs, she's always had dogs, and then together we've always had dogs, and we got Duchess, my little Chihuahua, together. She's actually 16 years old, so she's doing great, but she's an old girl, and she's still hanging in there, but I love her, and she's like kind of like my little baby, follows me around everywhere.
So let's dive a bit into your pickleball past as well as the future. I know you won the 2018 and 2021 Gamma Classic as well as the 2019 Chicago Open. Is there any particular victory in your career so far that has been more special for you?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been playing pickleball for over 12 years, which is pretty rare. Not a lot of people have been playing as long as me. So as you can imagine, I've played hundreds of tournaments, thousands of matches. And yeah, actually, this right there, that yellow medal behind me is the gold medal from that Chicago Open in 2019, and that one is always going to have a special place in my heart because it was my first big title, but it was also the very first APP tournament ever held. It was their very first event, and for me, that is just something that's just really cool. Like, for me, like personally, for me, it's like I just enjoy that actually turned into a real tour. That is, and pickleball's so popular now. I never would have imagined at the time. And yeah, so I would say that 2019 Chicago Open.
I noticed that you tweeted this the other day, Frank. You said, "My brain is much better at pickleball than my body is interested in being LOL." That leads me to ask you, Frank, what does your future of pickleball look like? Are you looking to step out of competitive play and into a more coaching role?
So yeah, that's a funny little tweet that I threw out the other day. Kind of a reference to my comeback right now. I had a pretty bad injury last year where I had to take a lot of time off. I took almost 6 months off, but really I probably should have taken the whole year off. Thankfully, I'm feeling a lot better now, and I still feel like I'm pretty early into my comeback. I'm only like 4-ish, maybe 5 tournaments into my comeback. So I've had some good wins. I feel like I'm getting it back together. And I just still love competing, like I said, and I'm feeling good physically. Um, but yeah, I mean, look, it's tough. I'm 35 now, and I'm playing against 18-year-olds who are incredible players. And to be honest, it's a privilege to be able to still compete at the level that I am competing at. So yeah, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try to give it at least a couple more years. Coaching is definitely something I love to do. I have clinics all the time, and a big goal of mine in the future is to have a property where I can build my own court and do some teaching from home. So yeah, I think coaching is in the future, but for now, yeah, I'm gonna keep rocking it on tour.